You know, James Zulo, who is one of the foremost authorities on change, says that we spend over 50% of our lives handling change. And it used to be that change was just kind of random. You'd go along status quo and then there'd be a change, and you go along and there'd be a change. And now it's change, 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 change for most of us. So I want to talk a little bit about the whole process of change. One of the things in understanding and coping with change is to really have a clear idea of what's happening. Now, nobody can change the pain that it takes to go through a change, especially a change that isn't a positive change. But what you can do is know exactly what's happening. And so the wisdom comes from being aware of where you are in that process. One of the things I've done with a speaker friend of mine was to create a model of change that is very clear and very simple. And I think it helps everybody really understand what's happening. So first of all, we have a circle that says what was. And there's a huge lightning bolt of change coming into that circle. And the change can be forced change or chosen change. It can be planned or it can be unexpected. The hardest change is when it's forced and unexpected. Something that you did not have any idea was going to happen, and it happens to you. So that's the lightning bolt of change. Then you go into this period that we call the struggle. And some people call it transition, the dark night of the soul. I remember when my husband died, I felt almost like I was going through cobwebs because you just are in the midst of all this confusion. And then over on this side is a big heart that says the new beginning. But the critical part of understanding what happens when you're in change, we have a hand going out from this struggle, holding on to what was. And then another hand letting go and moving forward to what will be, the new beginning. Now, if you think about the monkey bars, if you're on the monkey bars, you let go and you move forward, but you cannot move forward until you let go with this hand. And that's what takes the courage, because you're dangling there by one hand. And that's what people fear. And change is fearful, whether it's good change, positive change, or change that you haven't chosen. And so understanding that you will have that time of struggle and transition. And the sooner that you're able to let go of what was and move to the new beginning, the more quickly you'll get to the end of that particular change. Now, when people are holding on, we hear things like, oh, the good old days, or times aren't what they used to be. You know, all those things that keep us holding on. If, for example, when my husband died of cancer, I had a choice at that time, and I could hold on to what it used to be like. And poor me, I'm a widow now. I don't have anybody to come home to when I travel on the road. But I had to learn to let go, be grateful for that, and love that time we had together, but to let go of that and now start a new life, have a new beginning. And so starting to date again, I moved to a new home in Florida from Chicago. Hard things. And that transition period was very hard, but I had to go through it. So as you think about change in your life, you know, it's easy to talk about systems and processes. What's really hard to talk about are our feelings. And we go through a terrible mourning process, even when it's a good change. So one of the things that I think will help you in coping with change in your life is actually writing down what has changed and what hasn't changed. Because a lot of times we're overwhelmed by what has changed instead of looking at all the things that have not changed. And then secondly, what is it that you have to let go of in order to move forward in your life? And a whole lot of people stay stuck back here, and they never do move forward. So you don't want to be one of them. You want to go forward with your life and be grateful for the time that you had in the past, but move forward and make choices so that you can have that wonderful, wonderful new beginning.